There is something in family constellations that is very important that I tell you, that is that when you exclude something, when I don't like something, someone will represent and will mimic the bad aspect of that situation, of that person. But we are talking about the father. If me as a mother, I say like my husband was an addict, which maybe he was, or my husband was always cheating on me, he wasn't honest, but I express it, I stay with that sensation my whole life, I don't move forward as a mother, there are many chances that my children or my grandchildren will represent that person that I exclude. And you usually will see that they will represent the worst aspect of their lives. Why? Because no matter what happened in that relationship, we all have the right to be seen and to belong to the family system. There is a statement, a quote of Per Hellinger, that is the creator of Family Constellations, that says, "The mother is everything. The mother is everything." And the movement for a child to feel complete is to feel that I have my mother behind me on my left side, and I have my father behind me on my right side, and I feel complete. Right? They are in my back, supporting me, giving me strength. They were before me and they are in my back. If I'm gonna fall, they are gonna put their hands. They won't allow that. They are gonna give me that push to move forward. And for me to feel complete, my mother the mother needs to place the father of her children, in her heart. When I can take the father of my children in my heart, my children are going to be healthy, regardless of the relationship I had with my partner. And we will say the same with the exes that I had. And maybe I have two partners, and I have one child with one partner and another child with another partner. So I will need to place in my heart those fathers, no matter if I got divorced from the first one and I have a new relationship now. And we can only, as children, we can only take our father when my mother allows me to, because the start of my life is with my mother. But what will happen if the father doesn't know that the child exists? Imagine that a woman got pregnant and she had an abortion and never told the father. Or if the woman kept the pregnancy and now she has this child, but she never talked to the father. It's the same. Because in my DNA, I have information from my father. In my field, in my morphogenetic field, I have information of my father. I came from that father that my mother never talked about. So the mother also needs to place that father in her heart as an unconscious movement. Maybe doing a meditation, maybe always saying at nighttime, I respect you, whatever was his name, I respect you, and I see our children, and I see the love that once we had for each other. And the block comes when the mother doesn't respect the father. So then the children, the consequence is going to be that my child is not going to feel respect either, and it's gonna feel complete. The unconscious mind, the higher self, doesn't judge. The higher self, the unconscious, just see how many members we have in the family system, who should be in this position and in the other position, and if they are not in that position, we will create a symptom, an imbalance. The children will know when we are doing a good job unconsciously. And I will know that I'm doing a good job unconsciously if my child has the strength to raise up her hand to ask for a question to her teacher. If my child has socialization with her friends, independently of particular cases that I'm not gonna do here, like when children they have autism, etc., etc. I will do an episode about that as well. When my child is physically and mentally healthy, I'm doing a good job unconsciously. Besides that, I'm giving them their vegetables and maybe organic food if I can afford it or if I am into eating organic. So the unconscious is the one that is going to talk when there is an imbalance. The unconscious soul of my system is going to talk and say like, you didn't allow this father to connect with his child, and the opposite. But there is something very interesting as well. We may exclude to the father of our children, but we may exclude also what is coming from him, his parents, his siblings, his uncles, his past. And it's going to be the same. One of our children or grandchildren or future generations, let's say two or three generations after that exclusion, will represent that person that I'm rejecting. I reject my father-in-law, I reject his mother, or something like someone will represent them. When we talk about giving respect to my partner, giving respect to the father of my child, giving respect to his system, even though they had the struggles or they did things that morally were incorrect. When I take responsibility that I chose that man, at one point I chose that man to be the father of my children, of my child. That's consciously, as consciously I was in a party, I was doing drugs, I was too drunk. No matter what, I chose him. When I take responsibility that I chose this man to be the father of my child and his system to be part of my system, I take responsibility and then I respect them as the soul that they are. It doesn't mean that I'm weak. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and hug them every single day. It doesn't mean that they didn't commit a crime or they didn't do something that it wasn't correct. That happened, but I respect that soul, that movement, because I allow it. I'm responsible for that. And I'm responsible because they were projecting something within my family system and within me. That's another thing that I think that we have talked a little bit previously. The subconscious mind of a system, of a family system, does not judge, because when you judge, you separate things. The subconscious mind of a system integrates, because that's the only way that we can heal in a deep way. So basically, what we need from our mother to give access to our father, and from us to every single member in our family system, so everything is balanced, is respect. And from me, how can I see my father? I see my father with respect. I see my father with gratitude, because because of him I'm here alive listening to this podcast, and I honor him. And when I honor my father, I honor my own life, my own existence, because he lives within me. There is an exercise that I want to do, a dynamic that I think that is going to be good for this episode. And I want you to close your eyes and take a deep inhalation. And now you're going to exhale. And I want you to feel your body sensations, your physical body. How is it feeling? Is it relaxed? Do you have any type of contraction? Do you have any pain? Do you feel cold? Do you feel warm? And now I want you to open your eyes. And with those sensations that we have scanned in your physical body, I want you to say this: I have the perfect father. I have the perfect father. And I am the perfect daughter or son for him. I have the perfect father, and I am the perfect daughter for him. Stay there for a couple minutes, for 1 minute, and start feeling the physical sensations in your body. If you struggle breathing, if there is pain, if there is contraction, what is it shifting from the previous scan of your body? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel relaxed? If I feel that I have a contraction, I have pain, I have something that is not okay in my physical body, that means that I need to work in the bond with my father, correct? Because my physical body is expressing that something is stuck in me that is limiting my life, is limiting my physical health and mental health, probably, that is connected to the bond with my father. We can all do this, and it doesn't need to be something like that you have to do something that special, but we might need to take that time to journal, to think, to do this exercise over and over. What about if I said that it was enough? It was enough what you gave to me. Comfortable or not comfortable in my body, right? I think for me particularly, that was the phrase that I repeated to my dad the first month that he passed. It was enough, because I always thought that I lacked something. I always thought that he could have given me more. He couldn't have given me more. First, because now I'm 42 and the person who is asking for more was 4, 10, 12, 14. Not the 42 years old woman that it's now talking to you in this podcast. Thank you for joining me. And if you really like this podcast and this episode, please, please, please give it a like. And also, please don't forget that I have an Instagram that is I am Mama Alida. That's the YouTube, and also my Facebook is I am Mama Alida. I have a website that is iammama.org. And if you go to my website, you might see natural products that I make, that I have ancestral candles, intentional candles, and you can check my services for ancestral healing, family constellations. Thank you for joining me today.